board game review is brought to you by Game Twaddle. Let's talk about games.
Hey guys, I'm Tim from Game Twaddle, and today we're here to talk to you about Catan Starfarers. And with me is Bob. So Catan Starfarers is like Catan. It's got some of the similar mechanics, some of the same mechanics, but way different.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite version of Catan. Like, they take the normal Catan of rolling dice and producing resources, and they throw it into space. And I think they nailed it. It's my favorite version of Catan.
Anybody that rolls their eyes at like, oh, it's Catan, like, no, you don't understand. You almost grab them and shake them like you don't understand. And this is very family friendly. Like, you could really get a lot of people into this. We'll get into it. But yes, so you're rolling dice. Number that pops up generates resources depending on the planet. They give you a great tray to lay stuff out. Again, we'll get into
that.
So we like to break our games down by different categories, rate them from 1 to 5. So we're going to start off with accessibility. For me, it's a 5. The table presence is amazing. People are going to want to play this game. They're going to see the rocket ships. You can take the pieces off. You're going to want to play with them. It's Catan, essentially. So the rules are very easy to explain and to get people going. So for me, it's a 5, hands down. I will fight you if you argue with me. Well, I guess it is a little more expensive.
It is a little more expensive. I was going to give it a 4 because it is a little bit pricey, but you do get good components for what you pay for. But as far as like you were saying, if you play any version of Catan, it's not difficult at all to get people rolling on this game because the same basics still do apply.
And even if you've never played Catan, I do think that this is it's a great entry point, except they will never want to play any other Catan.
That's true. Because now that I've played it, I don't want to play Catan.
So it's a 5 for you. Or no, you said a 4.
A 4, yeah.
4
just because it's a little bit pricey.
Sure,
yeah.
Sure. So components. It's 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
It's 5
yeah.
plus.
I mean, look at this thing. I mean, you can like pop the rockets off. You can change the guns on it. However you want to customize to explore how you want to explore, you can.
The tiles have a nice thickness to them.
Mm-hmm.
The board is modular. You've got really nice big player aids that are colorful. There is an event deck, which also has these great trees on the decisions you make.
Yeah.
Dice you roll, or not even dice you roll, excuse me.
Yeah.
How your ship rolls. And you get totals based on the colors of the balls at the bottom. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. So, but components, top notch.
Yeah.
They just don't get better.
Right. Agreed.
So our next category, I'm going to talk about gameplay.
Okay.
So gameplay, I gave it a 4.
Okay.
I do think that there are a few things that make it a little more complex. There is a potential for downtime between turns, a little bit. Yeah. But I mean, it's very solid. It's very easy to teach. I had a lot of fun playing it. I look forward to playing it more.
Yeah.
These catch-up, or they're not even catch-up mechanics. They're speed-up mechanics, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I would almost house rule that every other version of Catan I play uses this.
Some random resources to help you get going.
So you when you are a lower victory point total, you get to draw extra resource cards. And then as you get higher, you move into a different bracket. So then you're only going to get 1. And then once you're up here, you're on your own. You're hopefully doing well enough. You're generating your own resources.
Yeah.
But this really speeds up the game. And really, if somebody's lagging behind or just not getting their number rolled very much, it really gives them a lot of options. Mm-hmm. Also, like if you roll a 7. So if you roll a 7 in Catan, normally, if you have too many cards, you can lose half of them, and then somebody's stealing cards. Mm-hmm. And this one, you still will lose half of your cards if you have 8 or more, but everybody gets to draw a card except for the person who stole a card, because they get a card anyways, right?
Correct.
So I really dug that mechanic a lot.
Everybody gets an extra card as opposed to just one person losing one.
Yes. Yeah. But again, you're still going to fight with some people with the Catan name, right? For me, it's a gimme. It's no biggie, no problem. But I could see some people holding back. And there is a little bit of people trying to figure out if they can make trades. And I guess that's the other thing, right, is the trading aspect of the game. Mm-hmm. If you're up here, nobody's trading with you, right? Nope. If you are me, nobody's trading with you. If you're Bob, nobody's trading with you. Mm-hmm. If you play with a good group of people and everybody's having fun and doesn't take it too seriously, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on your group dynamic, right?
Right.
But gameplay's a 4 because there are. I wouldn't say I don't even want to call them weaknesses, but there are some soft spots.
Soft spots, okay.
Right. Price and value of the game. I gave it a 4 again. It's got a very high price point.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a very pretty game.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. This game will also hold its value. You're not going to find this at a garage sale,
right?
You know, in a bargain bin. You're just not. And if you do, grab it. But no, I would say you go out to a game store and you pick this up, you're going to be happy. You're going to feel like there's enough game here, right, to justify the cost.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, you could play this a ton of times with a recommended setup and then
it's
switch
still a
it
different
up.
game. Yeah, and then you switch it up and it's even a different game then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there's always going to be sort of these variables out here with how the numbers shake out.
Yep.
And then there's always the different events.
Yeah, the events are super cool.
Yeah. You're telling a story with the events. You're asking questions and you're kind of answering yes or no. And everybody else is like waiting to see what happens, and they laugh at your misfortune or they get mad at you because you did really well, Bob.
Yeah.
But so for me, it's a very solid 4.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's priced a little high for like casual gamers, but if you're a collector, if you are just really want to have like a nice solid game in your collection, I mean, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of the best versions of Catan I've ever played, and I've played quite a few.
I played almost all of them, and
I
agree with you. This has been my favorite one so far. Interaction, so player interaction. Who is this game for? How do you come down on that?
This game's for most people. Like, it's enough not Catan to get the people who don't like Catan in, but it's still enough Catan to get the people who do like Catan to play.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People who like space exploration, because it's neat because a lot of the tiles will start face down, and as you explore them, they flip up so you can see what's on that planet. Building your mothership and all the adjustments you make on your mothership affect all your other ships. I mean, yeah, and like people love that, building it, and getting it on the board.
Right. And it's sort of a race.
Yeah,
also,
space
right?
race.
You're trying to get to build a colony at these planets before other people do.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some of that, like you can get blocked, and it can get frustrating if you're playing with people that get frustrated and don't, maybe they get a little more thin-skinned or they take stuff personally. So there's a little bit of that in here. So for me, I gave it a 4 on the interaction because you really do have to be able to trade resources to win. I really feel like, you've got to because you can't just live by the rolls. You can't rely on rolling having your numbers roll.
Pop up each time.
You really do need to be able to barter like just a little bit. So that's a little bit of a knock on it, but again, it's not really a weakness of the game. It's sort of
some people like to do that bartering. Some people I'll give you the 2 for 1. Well, I'll give you 3 for 1.
I will barter all day, and I will cut in on your barter and try to steal it from you.
Right.
Like
I undercut you in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, I love to do that, especially to my friends.
That's right,
especially in these games. But overall, for me, this game is a solid 5.
Yeah,
this is a solid 5. I am excited to play this again.
Me too.
With the way you can build and add on to your ship, and it gives you extra things, and you're spending resources, and you've got to decide, do I need to build a new colony ship to try to get out here? Do I need to add to my mothership? Because the mothership, the statistics on your mothership are going to basically apply to all the ships in your fleet. And so if you move 5 spaces because you've got boosters on here, all your ships move 5 spaces. And I love it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Like the little balls inside here determining like how fast you go each time.
Right.
Whether you run into an encounter or not.
Exactly.
That's
and sometimes,
so innovative.
Even though you don't really want to have like the lower movement, like if you get the black ball, you kind of want to get it because you want to see what the encounter is.
Yeah, the encounters are super cool.
And but yeah, just the production value of this game is top notch. The modular board, the markers on it, the rocket ship. I mean, the standees, they're standees. That's fine. You don't need miniatures.
No, they're mostly just trophies for victory points.
That's all they are, really, is trophies. And they're fine. It's better than just having a card, right?
True.
And it doesn't need miniatures. But so for me, easily, this is a 5. I can play this at Christmas with family, with some relatively light gamers. I think they will get into it enough and have enough things to play with, right?
Right. It's not too complicated to where it's overwhelming, but there's enough complexity to where it keeps it interesting.
Yeah. And so for you and I, and we play a wide variety of games, but we do like our crunchier games.
Right. This
does give us the depth that we like and kind of scratches that itch for us. Yeah. So yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah.
This is a great game. I highly recommend it. This is not a paid advertisement, despite my raving about it. But yeah, man, it's just fantastic. I really like it. I have not played the original Catan. I've seen it, or the original Starfarers.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it, and it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know too much of what the differences are. The ships look a little different. These are a little sturdier from what I hear. But I guess if you have the old version, I don't know whether to tell you to
upgrade or not.
To upgrade or not.
Broken ships, upgrade, because these are more sturdy.
Yeah.
They seem like they're, take a little bit more of a beating.
That's a good point.
Kids can play with it or whatever, and it's not going to just fall apart in your hands.
Yeah, if I find my 3-year-old with this, I'm not going to cry as much as I would maybe if I had the old version.
Right.
But this is a good game. This game's going to hold value. It's a very nice thing in your collection. Also, if you're at a convention and you pop this bad boy down on a table, people are going to come over and ask if they can see the rockets, right? And see if they can mess with them. Even when they don't have anything on them, they still look fantastic. I mean, they just are really neat. The only bummer, right, is you never put the rockets on the board.
Yeah, that's true.
They always just kind of stay off the side and these guys move. Because initially I think I had in my head, like, we're just flying these over here, then they're flying back. But, I mean, that's not really even a dig, right? That's not a legitimate complaint.
No.
So thanks, guys, for watching. I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
Have a great day. Thanks for watching Board Game Rundown. If you liked what you saw,
give us a thumbs up.
Hit subscribe.
And definitely ring that bell.